Now we will work on integrating the add transaction service in the onFinish function. So first we need to attach the user ID to the payload. For that we need to access the user data. So here I'm going to say const user equals to user global store, and we need to import user global store as I user global store. Okay, and here let's remove this console log, and instead I'm going to say await add new transaction which we created. Okay, this service we have created, so we need to import this. As you can see, I have imported this add new transaction, and here we need the value object as it is, so dot 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 values. Okay, we need a spread operator, then we need to send the user ID along with that. So user underscore ID equals to user question mark dot ID or empty string. Okay, if we are putting await, then we need async here, async await. Okay, so if everything is okay, then we will pass this values and user ID, and if not, then it will come in the catch and show it will give the error. So if I go to the services utils, and we have services, right? So let me just go to utils transaction. So as you can see, we have this add transaction. Okay, we are getting this response. If response dot error, then we are throwing the error. Otherwise, we are returning the data. So here now I need message API dot success. Okay, we can show a success message, transaction added successfully, and after that I'm going to say set timeout, and inside the set timeout we are going to use navigate. Okay, so let's import use navigate. So use navigate, sorry, const navigate. Okay, so the constant name should be navigate equals to use navigate. Okay, so this we required. So navigate from React router DOM. Okay, so it is auto imported here, as you can see, and now we can use this navigate here. Okay, so it will navigate to slash transaction page after 1 second. So let me just save this, and I think yeah, this is completed. Now let's check it in the browser. So if I go here, okay, let me just refresh, and if I go back to the Supabase, so as you can see, this transaction table is empty. Okay, so let's fill this. So here I'm going to say 2026 May salary, and this is going to be income, and amount I'm just keeping 6,000. Category should be salary, and date will be, I think let's do 1st May. Okay, let me just click on add transaction added successfully, and if I go here and if I see, let me just refresh it. Where is the refresh button? Let me just refresh from here only. So as you can see, we are getting this first transaction ID created at, type is going to be income, category salary, amount 6,000, user ID, date 1st May 2026, and name that is going to be 2026 May salary. Okay, so this was about the income. Now let's try about an expense. Okay, so for expense I'm going to say room rent. Okay, room rent 2026 May, and this is an expense. So let me select expense, and amount that is going to be 1200, and category I am going to say utils. Okay, and this is going to be on, let's say, 2nd May. Okay, let me just add the transaction. So transaction is added successfully. I just wanted to refresh this. Okay, it is as you can see, we are getting this entry created at expense utils 1200. So add transaction is successfully completed. So this is it. Okay, thank you.